Dog Park, written by Harold Taw. Fade in. Interior, Margaret's home, day. Morning light filters through floral window curtains on an old-fashioned pressure cooker that rattles happily on the stovetop. The tab on the cooker's lid pops up and emits a shrill whistle. In the bedroom, a Scottish mutt sleeps on a plush doggy bed. He lifts his head from a padded bolster, ears perk up, moist nose pulsating. Around his neck are GI dog tags with the name Rambo emblazoned on them. Rambo pads down a hallway and through a living room filled with faded furniture that, while well-maintained, has not been moved or supplemented in decades. Tail wagging, he sits at attention at the threshold of the kitchen linoleum. In the kitchen, Margaret heaves the pressure cooker into the sink and douses it with cold water, resulting in a cloud of steam and a long hiss. She's a solid woman of any ethnicity in her 60s with a deliberate military manner. Margaret removes chicken parts from the pot and drops them into a food processor. She slides chopped vegetables into a blender to puree. She mixes the mangled chicken and vegetable goo into a bowl, then folds in 3 eggs, minced garlic, oatmeal, and flour. She dollops out heaping tablespoons of the concoction onto a baking sheet. On the way to a preheated oven, Margaret looks down at Rambo.
You know the program, young man. Kibble at 0700 sharp. You get this.
Margaret nods at the tray.
At dinner time, if you behave yourself.
Rambo whines faintly but remains sitting at attention with adoration in his eyes. Exterior, Margaret's home, day. Margaret exits her home and directs Rambo to sit next to an old Volvo station wagon. She moves between the garage and car, loading shovels, rakes, and bags of ground cover. At Margaret's hand signal, Rambo hops into the passenger seat. They drive out past modest one-story ramblers, Rambo's head sticking out of the open window, tongue lapping up the wind. Interior, Carrie's bedroom, day. Carrie sprawls face down on a messy bed, her alarm clock beeping. Any ethnicity and in her late 20s, she's pretty but frequently looks as if she's misplaced her keys. Her flailing hand knocks the clock to the floor and she sighs in relief. Jean-Luc, her overly energetic Weimaraner, licks her face and licks and licks. Carrie's eyes open groggily. She notices what time it is.
Frick!
In Carrie's hallway. Carrie rifles through a drawer for her keys, which she drops then recovers. She wears Tweety Bird pattern hospital scrubs, a backpack slung over her shoulder, and tennis shoes. The uniform for her job as a nurse at Seattle Children's Hospital. Jean-Luc dances around her frenetically. Head down, deep in thought, Carrie heads to the front door, but pauses with her hand on the knob.
Do I have everything? I think so.
Carrie pulls the door partway open. She unzips her backpack and searches its contents. Carrie returns to the console table to rummage through the drawer again. Patting her pockets, she realizes that her work identification is already hanging around her neck.
I'm such a dummy. At least I haven't forgotten you, Jean-Luc. We'll make it to the park before work, I swear.
Jean-Luc woofs, noses open the front door, and bounds outdoors.
No, Jean-Luc!
Exterior, Carrie's one-story apartment building, continuous. Jean-Luc gallops around the street. Carrie chases him while zipping up her backpack. She grabs hold of Jean-Luc's collar but is pulled off her feet, sending the contents of her backpack tumbling onto the asphalt. As Carrie sits, legs splayed, rubbing her scraped forearm, Jean-Luc licks away her pain with a hyperactive tongue. Interior, Viette's bathroom, day. Viette examines himself in the bathroom mirror. A 30-year-old Asian American, he's slender with an outwardly calm demeanor that masks internal tension. Viette uses a splash of tap water to paste down a cowlick on the side of his head that won't be perceptible to anyone else. Viette straightens a clean, pressed blue polyester vest. The pocket decal reads, McClendon Hardware, and his plastic name tag reads, Viet Nguyen, Assistant Manager. He retucks his shirt, then checks his teeth for debris. He breathes into his cupped hands. He nods at his own image, though it's unclear whether he approves.